Hello, I'm Granville, Emerson, and welcome to Lidline Sports with my co-host, Seattle sports enthusiast, Renault Bean. We call him Pepe. What up?
What up, G?
The NBA kicked off its season 2017-18 is underway. A little earlier this year, Pep.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
The strategy was to start the season 8 games earlier
in order to decrease the number
and eliminate the 4 games in 5 days. So hopefully players won't take days off. You know, last year we were complaining about players not being injured but sitting out.
Yeah, 2 weeks into the season. I mean, come on.
They're trying to rest it up. We'll talk about our first impressions of the new NBA season. Pep and I will break down our favorite team, Lakers over here.
Spurs.
And we'll break them down for you in case you might be interested in who we're down with during the NBA season. And we'll look at some of the new rookies maybe in the league. The Houston Rockets have the Houston Astros.
Mm-hmm.
I keep doing that. Rockets, Astros, it's all in outer space.
Hey, Houston's on an upswing, though.
Watched that movie Passengers yesterday instead of the NFL. You ever watch that movie Passengers?
No. I saw the trailer, months ago, but I never went to see it.
Pretty interesting, man. It had me engrossed. It's about this dude that's traveling 150 years into time.
Right.
And they put you in a little time capsule to preserve you, and his malfunctioned and woke him up 90 years early.
Mm-hmm.
So he was on the ship for a year before he decided to wake up another chick. So he could have some companionship. That's kind of cold-blooded, ain't it?
That is cold-blooded.
Just thought about that. It was a good little movie, though, on HBO. I don't think I don't know if I'd have paid for it at the movies, but it was good on HBO. Premium paid TV, got to get my money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
So the Astros will be playing the Dodgers in the World Series. I think I predicted that.
I think you did.
I think I did,
But
yeah.
I had to go with my team.
I know, I'm not mad at you, man.
Right.
You know, the Yankees, they did better than I thought they were. And actually, after I criticized Aaron Judge, he came around with his bat.
Well, in New York he did.
Yeah, well, he's a rookie, Next year he'll be able to hit on the road.
Well, nobody hit on the road. That's the problem.
Okay, we'll talk more about that later. Pep will also give us a little NFL pep talk.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about the Seahawks win in New York yesterday, coming off their bye week.
Yes.
It was a defensive gem.
Again.
It's the NFL. They've only allowed, I think, like 7 points in something like, 19 quarters or something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Something like that. And we'll also look at this week's college football top 10. Huskies are 12, and out of the top 10, had a bye this week. They come back and play UCLA at home, a 12:30 p.m. Saturday afternoon game.
Say what?
Yeah. Their first Saturday afternoon game of the year. Promises to be a nice day here in Seattle. 63 degrees and sunny. You can't beat that.
You can't.
At the end of October.
Word.
So the NBA tipped off this week with a whole lot of crack and pop.
Mm-hmm.
Injuries dominated the headlines the first week, of course.
First night.
Of course, Gordon Hayward. Did you see it?
No. Did I?
Man.
I saw that, but I've also seen it in real life in my house.
Yeah, well, I've seen it in real life in my ankle. I had the same broken, dislocated tibia injury.
Okay. You win. You got that one. I only saw it from the X. I didn't actually have it.
So it's the same one that Chico McClatcher had.
Right.
So I keep it's like ooh wee. It's like man. But He's going to come back from it. So he'll be fine, especially in today's modern medicine.
Mm-hmm.
But before the season can even tip off, Pep, 2 hours before the Chicago Bulls were going to play, Bobby Portis showed his hands to teammate Nikola Mirotic, sending him to the hospital with facial fractures and a concussion. What's up with that?
Man, wow. Man, I don't know.
What were they fighting over? What was this beef?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get into it. I didn't find out what happened.
I tried to look. Nobody's trying to say anything.
Right. I couldn't find anything, of substance.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
It was hush, hush.
The Bulls suspended Bobby Portis, and my knowledge, he's not come off suspension yet.
They're what, 0-2, 0-3? They need to bring him back because they got nothing.
Yeah, they got nothing. They're they're waiting for Zach LaVine. He's about 3 weeks away.
Okay.
With his rehab, they're bringing him along right on the 9-month timeline.
Okay.
And so they say that although he's been in pre-practice, he hasn't been able to be in contact drills, and so he'll start contact drills in 2 weeks and should be able to play in 3.
Well, they need him.
Well, they didn't have anything there anyway. So,
right.
Draymond Green left the ring ceremony opening game with a knee injury. Is he back playing? I haven't been able to watch the Warriors to see.
Well, I don't know, but I know they're 1-2. So if he's not playing, they need to hurry up and get him back too.
1-2. It's only 3 games.
I know that.
Let's not have an overreaction after 3 games.
What? Really?
Chris Paul is out 2 to 4 weeks with a knee injury. But how about D'Antoni sitting him on the bench the last 5 minutes of the first game of the season in crunch time?
Right. The game in which they actually won.
They came back and beat the Warriors. D'Antoni was like, I'm trying to win.
Right.
I don't care who you are, Chris Paul.
Man.
I know we traded for you. I know it's a whack trade. The trade this look whack with him and Harden in the backcourt together. I mean, it was weird.
Yeah.
I mean, like one of them would bring the ball up and the other one would play the 2 guard, and the other one playing the 2 guard was looking like, damn, I wish I had the ball. Yeah. Right, because they both dominated the ball right for their respective teams last year, number 1, 2 in the league in terms of time having the ball in their hand.
Exactly.
And so either one of them without the ball in their hand, they're sitting over there looking like they're lost. Like, man, can I get the ball back?
Yeah, what's up?
And they both just pounded. Just pounded. It made me sick, but I really hated for them to win. I'm like, come on, Golden State. And I felt like, did you watch that game?
I did not.
I
it
felt
was on too late for me.
Was it?
Yeah.
You got to get up. Pep gets up early in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to get up. I felt like Golden State fell into Houston's game. And everybody started dribbling. Even Klay Thompson dribbling like Klay. You scored 60 points in a game with only putting the ball on the floor 4 times. Like, why are you trying to put the ball on the floor now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to go away from what you really do well? Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin?
Jeremy Lin.
Okay.
Jeremy Lin.
I don't know what you just said.
Jeremy Lin.
But I'm thinking you're saying Jeremy Lin.
Am I not saying Jeremy Lin?
Yeah, now.
Jeremy Lin.
Okay.
Hey, you want me to enunciate? Jeremy Lin.
Ah, there you go.
For the New Jersey Nets.
Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay.
They're 2-1, too.
He's out for the season with a ruptured patella in his knee. Had to have surgery. And so...
That's like a mini explosion.
Yeah. It's not good. I was watching the Milwaukee-Cleveland game the other night.
Bro. Freak.
Yeah, but did you see everybody held their collective breath when Derrick Rose got clotheslined and twisted his ankle?
Yeah.
Mr. Fragile himself?
Yes.
You thought he was out for the season, didn't you?
Yeah. Definitely.
But the Greek Freak is for real, man.
Bro. Bruh. He's averaging what? Do you know?
Yeah, I know because I was going to talk about him later.
Okay.
So,
all right, I'll save it then.
Okay, well, the Greek Freak is freaking it.
He is.
For real.
Man.
First week observations, the Warriors, although they are 1-2, it's just a matter of them getting it together. They are deeper and more talented.
Right.
With second-year player Nick McCaw. Are you familiar with him?
Vaguely.
He played in the playoffs last year, gave him good minutes in the last year. He's out at UNLV, plays guard. He can shoot it. He can do everything. And so it's up to Steve Kerr to find out, what. I think Kerr is playing like a million people now, too. Like, against, I haven't seen him play since they played Houston, but I think he played like 10 guys against Houston.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they've got Swaggy P.
Right. I was going to say that, yep.
Yeah, Swaggy P. Nick Young is playing for the Golden State Warriors, and he had actually a great game.
The first game,
He had 23 points on 6 of 9 threes in the first game. Then there's also Oregon's Jordan Bell, we talked about last week. He's kind of struggling as a rookie in his first 3 games.
Right.
Getting used to the athleticism and the speed of the game, but once he does that, he's going to be good. He's going to be fine. And also, his speed and athleticism should pick up as he matures into an NBA player. You can tell LeBron has been working on his game.
Yes.
I mean, have you watched any highlights of LeBron?
Oh, yeah.
His footwork is amazing now.
Yeah, he's not traveling.
From the guy who was the poster child for American Express.
Yes.
As much as he used to travel. But, man, his footwork is nice, man. He's making some very nice finishes at the rim using his footwork. His 3 ball's even looking pretty good right now. He's averaging 25 points per game. That's only 2 points off his career average. But, Pep, he's shooting 60% from the field.
Man, he's putting it down.
That's 10% higher than his career average of 50%. So I'm going to have to give it to LeBron James for going into the gym and working on his game and trying to get better.
The number 1 player still trying to be number 1.
Absolutely. Well, he's got that Greek freak on his heels, that's for sure.
That cat.
Cleveland is way deeper as well.
Yes.
Than they were last year. It's going to be interesting how their team gels. I see they sent Dwayne Wade to the bench, and he's not starting now, or at least he didn't start the last game.
Right.
And so J.R. Smith.
They got smoked out against the Magic.
Orlando, yeah.
Yeah, they put it on.
Yeah, it was kind of that was almost like a back-to-back game, too. I mean, they
had played the Bucks, I think.
Yeah, the Bucks, and then played the Magic. So, I mean, you're not going to win them all.
No.
They played the Magic at home in Orlando.
Caught them at a good time.
And it was Orlando's best game. I think Orlando's 2-1 right now, actually, too.
They're actually playing well.
So, with Jeff Green and Tristan Thompson coming off the bench, and now with Dwayne Wade coming off the bench, that's pretty formidable. I actually think that it's better for Dwayne Wade to come off the bench because he's not going to play that many minutes anyway. He just needs to come in against the other team's second line.
There you go.
And get his buckets that way.
Yep.
And then when Isaiah comes back, they're really going to be tough.
Yeah.
They're really going to be tough when Isaiah comes back. That's going to be interesting to see. And then if Kyle Korver can return to Kyle Korver.
Well, he hit 17 the other night, so it looks like he might
against Milwaukee.
Right.
Yeah, he was on fire against Milwaukee. And I was like, Kyle, where was that during the NBA championship, bro? Come on, man. That's when we need you.
Well, Golden State got that D, though.
But he was missing wide. I had this conversation with this dude while I was watching the game at Island Soul. He was missing wide open shots.
That moment might have been too big for him at that time. Maybe
it was. The guy was trying to convince me that he didn't have any legs. I'm like, how do you not have any legs, man? Or he wasn't used to going that deep into the playoffs. The dude averaged 24 minutes a game. I'd said he averaged 12. I was like, well, man, that was hyperbole. I was wrong. But 24 minutes is not like he was playing 38 or 40.
Yeah, that's half the game.
Exactly. So I don't know why he didn't have any legs. I think the moment was too big for him, that he had never been in that situation before, and he wasn't ready psychologically. So hopefully this year he'll be ready because he is one of the.
Well, you got to be ready because you got to figure they're going to be up there again.
He is one of the best shooters in the league.
Absolutely.
He can just flat out stroke it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, come on, man. Come on, Kyle Korver.
Right.
We need you to do something, man. You know what? The team to watch, though, Pep, I think the team to watch might be the most entertaining team in the league. Who do you think I'm saying?
The Washington Wizards?
Nah. But they're good. They're good. I mean, it's always good to watch the Bradley Beal, what's his name? The other point guard, John Wall.
I think John Wall and Beal make the best backcourt this side of Lillard and McCollum as far as scoring because they both average 25.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they're dynamite to watch.
Yeah, we talked about that last year, right? During the season, they're probably the best backcourt in the league, right?
Yeah.
They're like, to me, they're like Walt Frazier and Earl Monroe.
Right.
Right? Basically. Yeah, I mean, I got Cleveland and Washington in the Eastern Conference Finals, so I agree. I'm just saying the most entertaining team to watch, very well may be, get a chance, watch them, Philadelphia.
Okay.
Philadelphia is so interesting. You've got Ben Simmons playing point guard at 7 feet.
Yeah. He's that tall?
They say he's 7 feet now.
Wow.
Right? He's bringing the ball down the floor, doing what he wants to do with the ball, and almost unstoppable. Then you got Joel Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
He's a baller.
Yes,
I mean, he scores in the paint, and he can shoot the three. A very intriguing and entertaining squad. So they're definitely.
Plus they got a stroker in J.J. Redick.
Yeah, they did get.
But they're not getting it. But they're not gelling yet. I mean, they're 0-3 and they're getting blown out again. So it's going to take them some time to gel. But I agree, they do have entertainment factor as far as their lineup is concerned. But right now, they just got to get gelling.
Yeah. OKC. 1-2. Mm-hmm. With the big three of Westbrook, George, and Carmelo Anthony.
Mm-hmm. And Westbrook, they lost to the Jazz the other night.
Yeah.
And Westbrook had 6 points. 6. I was like, what? What happened? Of course, the next night he had 31.
Right.
But they lost at the buzzer.
Right.
But, Carmelo's getting his, and Paul George seems to be getting his.
They're both averaging 20-something.
Right. The fake Sonics, they're going to, the real test is going to be when they suffer some adversity, which actually is happening right now. They've lost 2 in a row.
Right.
So now we're going to see what they're made of.
Yeah.
Because, it all looks good on paper, and they're all saying good things when they beat the Knicks, the first night. But let's see what happens when they lose 2-3 in a row.
Yeah, well, in the third game, Anthony Wiggins banked in a shot at the buzzer to give Minnesota.
But Minnesota's up and coming too. With Wiggins, and you got Karl Anthony Towns, who's a load at center, and of course you got Jimmy Butler there now, and he's playing well. This team, is kind of like in the shadows. They should be in the hunt for a playoff run, probably 7, 8 seed. But the team I'm surprised of in the first couple of games here are the LA Clippers, believe it or not. If you look at their lineup, it's like they got Blake. I guess you want to consider.
But Gallinari's killing.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you look on paper and you say, okay, they got Blake and they got Jordan, and then nothing else. You say, but they've been blowing folks out.
Gallinari's killing.
Yeah.
And Blake has stepped his game up as well.
He's averaging 29.
He's hitting a 3.
Right.
That's a game changer.
Yes, it is.
And so.
And they got I joke about Beverly. He's not a true point guard, but that guy plays ferocious defense, man.
We went through this before. I try to tell you.
Yeah.
I try to tell you now you believe it. I didn't make
I
you
believe in his defense.
You over there singing Luther Vandross now.
He ain't no floor general by any stretch.
He's a dude. I always would want a dude like Frankie Beverly, like Beverly on my team. Patrick Beverly on my team. Mm-hmm. I love nasty dudes. And so he'll just go out and dog you.
Like Fred Mad Dog Carter.
Yeah, I mean, like I tell dudes on my team all the time, I'm like, nobody wants that. Nobody wants to do it in your face the whole game, right? Just be a pit bull and be in their face the whole game. Walk around and get next to them during their timeout. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Just
yeah,
be all in their
agitator.
grill. That's what he does.
Yeah, he's an agitator.
He's just an agitator. I mean, he knocked down Lonzo Ball at half court.
Right.
Just to do it, just to intimidate
It
him.
was like, welcome.
Yeah.
Just showing you some love.
Nah, he didn't say that. He told him you ain't SH, a little colorful. But to finish out this OKC thing, Paul George is averaging 21 points a game, but he's only shooting 37%. That's horrible.
That is bad.
That is bad. And to the Greek freak, taking it to a new level, the lead for MVP, he's averaging 35. Yes.
38. He got 44 the other night. That bumped it up.
Okay. 38, 9, and 5. And almost 3 steals a game.
Yes.
If y'all don't know who the Greek freak is, he plays for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Man.
His name is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
And he is the real deal, folks. And I mean the real deal. Watch the Milwaukee Bucks. They're on the come up too.
Yeah.
They are definitely on the. Suns fire Earl Watson after 3 games.
3 games, and they got destroyed in 2 of those. They lost by what? They lost by almost 50 the first game, and then they lost by 42, and then they lost to the Lakers by 2. And you talk about overreaction.
Well,
can 3 games?
How do you fire somebody after 3 games?
That's what I'm saying. 3 games?
I mean, the GM should be fired. Like, you should have not even came into the season with that dude.
Right.
3 games?
3 games.
That's unheard of. Has anybody been fired quicker than that? 3 games.
I don't see how. I mean, perhaps, maybe in the ABA or something, but I sure don't remember.
Yeah, how do you fire somebody after 3 games? That's disrespectful.
Man.
That is really disrespectful. I mean, he deserved to be fired, but he should have been fired at the end of last season.
Now, there has been it might be a little dissension going on. I know that there was a tweet from Eric Bledsoe.
Oh, he wants out, yeah.
He said, I don't want to be here. And then Jordan from the Clippers said, come home, bro. But then Bledsoe tried to say, oh, no, I was talking about because I was at the salon. Now, come on, man.
Hey, think before you tweet, folks. Think before you tweet. Folks, I'm telling y'all with your emotional Facebook posts and your emotional tweets and your emotional Instagrams, just say, before you press send, just think about it for a minute. Just think like, after I press this button, then what?
No.
Ask yourself that.
Put it down.
Put it down. Nah, you can't put it down. You gotta make that mental.
Man.
You gotta make that mental check in your mind. Like, I do it sometimes. Like, do I really want to do this? And then
there's been plenty of times I've wrote
a
whole diatribe to someone about the sin. I'm like, you know what? Never mind.
I'm like, after I send this, then what?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess I'm going to have to meet somewhere and fight. I guess.
Yeah, you got something else going on after you send that. Something you're going to have to answer for, something you're going to have to do, something you don't want to do, something you don't want to have to say. Might as well just not send that tweet, that post.
Don't do it.
That Instagram, man.
Man.
Eric Bledsoe tried to demand a trade from the Phoenix Suns.
3 games.
Hey, well, after 3 games, hey. So, real quick, Pep.
Yeah.
Break down your favorite team. Tell us about the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, we're still missing Kawhi. But I like the Spurs. Basically, I'm gonna be honest. I'm rooting for the Spurs this year because of Greg Popovich.
Okay.
Because his stance on why they're protesting and his stance on Trump He's spot on. Every single interview, this guy is spot on, and I'm going to support him.
Okay, so what are we looking at with the Spurs? What they
Well,
got?
right now they're 2-0. They're without Kawhi, but LaMarcus Aldridge has averaged about 28, so he's doing his thing. DeJounte Murray has stepped his game up.
Baby boy
From Seattle,
Rainier Beach High School.
206, and he stepped his game up. He's starting, and he's putting in work.
Yeah, I saw him the other night. He had 16. He looked really good. I
Right.
think on like 7 of 8 shooting.
Right, and he's dishing. So listen, the Spurs, their bench is a little weak, but you're still going to be right up there.
You are listening to Lidline Sports with Granville, Emerson, and Renault, Pep Bean. We're going to take a quick break. Don't you go anywhere. When we come back, I'll tell you about my favorite team in the NBA, and we'll talk Seahawks and college football before it's all said and done today. Right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Hello, I'm Granville, Emerson, along with Renault, Pep Bean. Welcome back to Lidline Sports on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Pep was talking about his team to watch this year, the San Antonio Spurs. Anything else you got more to say on that, Pepe?
No, not really. We know who they are. They know who they are. The NBA knows who they are.
I know Ginobili out there looking 125 years old. I'm like,
now that I have no idea why he decided to come back one more time.
Hey, I'm not mad at him because my philosophy is if somebody's going to pay me to play something that I played for free, I'm going to play it until I can't no more. They're going to have to tell me, please don't come down to the facility no more.
Well, they about to tell him.
My squad is the Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Lake Show. 24 years living in the city of Los Angeles, especially now with no Seattle Supersonics. They are my squad. It's been a very difficult few years, especially since the retirement of one Kobe Bean Bryant.
Yes.
It's been
no relation.
It's been no relation. It's been tough. As I look at my Lakers now, Pep, I believe they're constructed wrong. I just believe that they've got a whole bunch of slashers.
You know what? I will give you some credit, though. You said they need to start, what's his name?
Kyle Kuzma.
Thank you. And I 150% agree.
And they can't make Brook Lopez their go-to player.
No.
I mean, they got Brook Lopez shooting threes. I'm like, what? Like, on the pick and roll, he's picking and popping. And they got all these dudes that are always trying to attack the basket, and they don't have any shooters, and so the lane is clogged
up.
And so it's leading to a bunch of turnovers. And
it leads to a lot of offensive fouls.
And steals.
Like that, yep.
And it's just hard to watch. And so Lonzo Ball will be great. He is the youngest player to have 26 assists in his first 3 games.
Yes.
The highest before that was LeBron with 22. And so he will be great, especially when he's only 19 years old.
Right.
Okay? And so every game is a learning experience for him.
Yes.
He's got to get stronger. He's got to get more athletic, so he's going to have to get into the gym. But he's going to be good with his unorthodox shot. He's got to get better at shooting the NBA 3 more consistently. He's only shooting around 33% from the three-point line. So the three-point shooter, he'll be more dangerous. They'll have to come out and guard him, which will also extend the floor. So if he's able to extend the floor, then people can get to the basket because Randall wants to attack the basket. Brandon Ingram wants to attack the basket.
Yeah.
Clarkson wants to attack the basket. All them dudes want to attack the basket. Yeah. I'm not sure, Pep, what Brandon Ingram's best style of play is. I'm not sure.
Yeah. They got him at the 2 guard right now.
Like I said, I don't think he should be at the 2. I think they should put Kuzma at the 2 and put him at the 3.
Right.
That's just me. I see him more as a James Worthy type for the Lakers, where he gets out and runs the floor with his athleticism.
Gets out on the break.
Gets out on the break, right? And in the half court, put him in some ISO situations.
Yeah.
Right?
Like they did big game.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And so I feel like if Lonzo develops the 3 ball, they move Brandon Ingram to the 3, get him embraced on running the floor, looking for points in transition, which I call easy money, in transition, and then feeding him and isolating him on one side of the floor and letting him get those kind of touches like Kevin Durant, right? Then he'll be more effective and the team will be more effective. I also think that he needs to be a better defender. He is 6'9" and long.
Yes.
He should be able to defend.
Right.
But he's kind of soft. So he needs to be a better defender. If he's a better defender and takes that serious, that'll make them a better defensive team.
He's got that Olay defense?
Pretty much. pretty much. He's shooting 50% from 3. That's not bad, but his overall field goal percentage is only 39.5. Also, I think that the Lakers need a shooter. So I know the Magic wants to mold them into the Showtime Lakers.
Right.
They need 2 things. If they're going to move Brandon Ingram there, make Brook Lopez rebound and, you can feed him every now and then. But if Alonzo can get to the cup and attack, he can dish off to Lopez. But if Lopez is standing out 3-point line, it's not going to happen.
No.
But if you look at teams that attack the basket, you see, like, even Houston, Patella's getting dunks when they attack the rim, right?
To me, it seems like the odd man out is going to be Randall.
Yes.
And, they're probably going to have to look to move him to get a shooter.
Yes. Yes, yeah. Absolutely. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Move him to get a shooter because we need a Byron Scott that can shoot and defend at the 2.
Right.
Right? And we need, it could be Kyle Kuzma. I think he can play that role. And we need a Michael Cooper. So you need a dude that, his number one thing is knocking down the 3 and being able to defend. And then you got to have a dude whose number one thing is to be able to defend 1, 2, and 3 and knock down the spot up 3. And I think once they recognize that is how you build that team, then they will be effective.
Right.
But like I said, I was Facebooking the Laker game the other night. You're not going to be able to beat teams trying to get 2s and they're getting 3s.
Jeez. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We talked last year about the effective field goal percentage.
Yeah.
I can shoot a lower percentage making 3s than if you'd have to shoot an extremely high percentage of 2s to beat me.
Right.
Right? So the Lakers got to have guys that effectively shoot the 3 ball in order to spread the floor, in order to compete. And that was how they couldn't beat the New Orleans Pelicans last night. Both of them shot 30% from the 3-point line. Right?
Right.
So the only team where you beat the New Orleans Pelicans is if you play their game. And the reason why the New Orleans Pelicans cannot win, quit laughing at me struggling over here.
Struggling.
The New Orleans Pelicans cannot win consistently, even though they have 2 of the most talented players in the league in Anthony Davis and Boogie Cousins, is because they're making 2s when other teams are making 3s and 2s.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
Glad you got
They're
that.
one-dimensional as far as that concerned. They're not hitting the 3, and basically they don't have much around them. They got Boogie Cousins and AD and not much else.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And
because they both got 35 the other night.
Yeah.
That's 70.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you get 70 and you're giving up 120. That's
you ain't gonna win
because they don't have anybody else besides what's his name from UCLA. What's the guard's name?
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday. Yeah, not anybody else. The World Series. Time to get serious.
Time to get serious.
The World Series.
Yes.
the Houston Astros, and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it like this, Pep. I'm gonna just make a couple statements, and then I'm gonna let you talk about the World Series and give your insight on what you think.
Okay.
All right. So just so you listeners know, for the first time since 1970 that two 100-plus teams will face off in the World Series.
Right.
I believe that one of the key things to look at, the battle inside the battle, the game inside the game, will be the battle of the shortstops. Corey Seager of the Dodgers versus the Astros, Carlos Correa. First, Seager's got to play.
Yeah.
Because he was out the whole NL series
Right.
with a bad back. But who stepped in for him, Pep? Ex-Mariner, Chris Taylor.
Oh, yeah. See, I didn't watch much of the L.A. Cubs series.
Okay.
I didn't watch, but I do.
But there goes another Mariner,
Yeah.
drafted by the Mariners,
Yep.
Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor balled out, y'all, in the NL Division Series. He had a .288 batting average with a .354 on-base percentage and a .496 slugging percentage for a 126. Do you know what a WRC plus is, Pep?
No.
You can't break down the weighted runs created sabermetric.
Man, heck no.
Baseball's doing way too much.
Man.
Trying to figure out who's good. They got
You got to go to Harvard. For all that.
they got this thing called the WRC plus, weighted runs created sabermetric. So his was pretty good. So
I'll take your word for it.
So that's my spotlight on the shortstops, and then of course the spotlight on the pitchers. You got the lefty Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers, and the righty Justin Verlander. Advantage Dodgers. Dodgers will win in 6. Dodgers will win in 6 because Kershaw, who will start game 1, Verlander will start game 2.
Right.
Kershaw will be able to throw twice.
Yeah. And it's going to be tough to beat him twice. I agree with that.
Floor is yours.
Man. Who's the best player on the field?
You tell me.
That would be Jose Altuve. And when you have the best player, a lot of the times that right there is going to help you out. Justin Turner for the Dodgers, phenomenal. He's been playing phenomenal. The Dodgers, listen, Kershaw, the pitching they have has been phenomenal all year. They won like 103 games. They had the best record in baseball. The Astros won 102, 101 games. So they're right there. And you got Verlander and you got Dallas Keuchel. So I'm gonna be on the other side. I know you're rooting for the Dodgers.
Well, they got the best team in the league to me. They got the most players, the most pitchers.
I got you.
Come on, man.
I got you. But I'm just gonna take Houston.
You didn't mention Yasiel Puig.
No, you know what? He really stepped it up too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He really calmed down. But we talked about that last week, though.
Yeah.
He stopped running his mouth.
Yeah.
He quieted down and just started playing baseball.
Yeah.
So he's been great. So, but I'm gonna go with the Astros just to be opposite of you.
Okay. The Astros in?
Oh, it's going 7. Yeah.
Well, they're not going to win Game 7 in L.A., man. Come on. You're really dreaming with that one.
Hey.
You better say 6 because you know the format is 2-3-2. So it's 2 games in L.A., go to Houston and play 3 and come back to L.A. for 2.
Right.
So you better hope that they do something. Who is that? we had a UFO spotting unidentified object flying through. Pep's got the Dodgers. I got the Dodgers in 6, winning it in L.A. 6 games. That means they're going to take one in Houston, one of those 3 games, and I believe it'll be either Game 5 or 6, depending on which one which one Kershaw pitches.
5, 4 or 5 because it's 3
on
4,
3 days
5.
rest.
No, 3, 4, 5 is in Houston. 6
I know.
and 7 in L.A.
That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, so either 4 or 5. So Kershaw on 3 days rest or 4 days rest for Game 5.
That guy's something else.
He's the best pitcher in the league. So, and Verlander is tough too, but I don't know if Verlander gets more than one start. I mean, that was the issue with.
Well, because they got extended. You know, they got extended by the Yankees, so it was all hands on deck for Game 6.
Yeah.
Game 6.
Yeah.
So.
Was it in Game 7?
Well, it was all hands on deck for Game 6 because
True, yeah.
Because
they had to get to Game 7.
Yeah. And in Game 7, Morton pitched a gem. Yeah. But you know what? The Yankees scored 3 runs in 4 games down in Houston. They couldn't generate any offense whatsoever.
Hey, guess what I'm gonna do tomorrow night?
What?
Watch a baseball game.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not protesting MLB.
I know, but I haven't watched any of the baseball playoffs yet. But I will be watching tomorrow night. Time for NFL Pep Talk with Pep. What you got, bro?
Hey, man. Well, what do I got? My Steelers won.
Burger chalked himself off the ledge and actually played a good game.
But what is wrong with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers? He's got no offensive line like somebody else we know.
Yeah.
But somebody else we know is actually making it work with what he's got.
Well, that's because that dude is a magician, man. That dude gets out of more sacks than anybody ever seen since Fran Tarkenton.
Yeah, for sure.
Talking about Russell Wilson.
Yeah, we talk about the Seahawks and their problems, but you know what? There's teams out there that got issues. Like, for instance, the Atlanta Falcons. Man, they got issues, bro. I mean, they couldn't do anything against the Patriots in their little so-called Super Bowl rematch, which was a dud from what I understand. Another team that has issues would be, got distracted again. Man, I lost my train of thought on that one.
A certain female keeps walking through the studio and distracted. What we're doing here. Go ahead, Pep. Share your comments on Lidline Sports Facebook page. Like and follow us on Facebook. And email us at lidlinesports@yahoo.com. This is Lidline Sports with Granville, Emerson, and Renault Pepe Bean on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Yes.
NFL Pep Talk in progress.
Yes, and Kansas City, now they've lost 2 in a row, having gone down to the Raiders. On the upswing, how about them LA Chargers? They've won 3 in a row.
How about them LA Chargers?
And they wiped out the Denver Broncos, who has issues.
So, if you were doing the fraud report, the Denver Broncos would be number 1.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right?
Definitely.
Because they got their candy stolen from them last week by the pathetic Giants.
And you know what? The Denver Broncos did the Seattle Seahawks a big favor losing that game, because the Giants would have been a trap game for the Seahawks, because the Giants, had they lost in Denver, I think would have been more motivated to win against the Seahawks than they showed. I don't
think all the motivation in the world would.
No, I do. I think things would have been a little different. I mean,
how could they be any different? The Seahawks were like totally inept in the first quarter, and they still got beat 24-7.
It's the first quarter, first half.
Well, at least the first quarter. They had 15 chances to score at the goal line.
Yeah, and got nothing. Man, that was terrible.
It's ridiculous.
They gotta stop those slow starts, bro.
But the Seahawks historically play bad coming off bye weeks. They just do, because they didn't do anything during bye weeks. But
they're playing bad in every first half now.
That is true.
I mean, that's a trend that needs to get corrected, because that's you can't come back against everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
And they got Houston coming up next week, so we'll see what happens. They can't fall behind 17-0 to them.
That's true.
Not with the way
we'll
Watson.
We'll see what the young quarterback.
Yeah, but not the way Watson. And then you got Hopkins. But Seattle's problem is they don't have a running game, bro. They got 4 running backs, but they don't have a running back.
They don't have. So here's the thing, Pep. Everybody keeps talking about Seattle doesn't have a running game. You know what Seattle does have? Is running backs.
Yeah.
They don't have a line.
But it's just, true. But it's just like you say you have 2 or 3 quarterbacks. If you got 2 or 3 quarterbacks, you don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, but I'm saying the Seahawks don't block. That's their problem. As of last week, I'm trying to pull up the stat, Pep. But
Well, they sure don't block for Eddie Lacy.
So check this out. Check this out, Pat.
Yeah.
Check this out. I told you when we drafted him that Alex Collins was good out of Arkansas. He was like our fourth string back. Do you know he was leading the league in rushing as of last week?
No, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't stand him personally.
Yeah, you couldn't stand him because nobody's blocking. Give a dude a crease. Give him a hole. Give him something. Our line was so bad last year, everybody got hurt. We went through 17 different running backs last year.
Yeah.
And this year is not much better. Like I saw them trying to get a ball to Eddie Lacy. He's getting hit by 3 dudes right after he touches the ball.
Right at the line of scrimmage. He's lucky if he gets 2 yards of carry.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey.
And then Rawls, he'll get like 7 yards, and then the next 4 times, he'll get nothing.
Yeah. I mean, there's nowhere to run.
And then Procise, they put him in once.
Procise is like Samuel Jackson in Unbreakable. That dude gets hurt walking down the street.
Man. He sneezed. It's over.
He got hurt on the first play of the game, Pep. What's up with that dude?
Man, I don't know.
The only thing that I can think of when I think of C.J. Procise, I think of Paul Richardson. Because Paul Richardson was hurt the first 3 years too, remember?
Yeah.
He got hurt every time he touched the ball.
Every time you looked at him, you got hurt.
So hopefully,
But now, you see you see in the highlights how he went up and caught that flea flicker and came down pretty hard. Now he's showing a little toughness.
Pat, I just want to ask this question to you,
Yes.
since you're on your Steelers.
Yeah.
Martavis Bryant, he wants to be traded. He called out
Juju
Smith-Schuster and said, nowhere near better than me. He's nowhere near better than me.
Maybe he's not, but he's performing.
So you know what Martavis Bryant did today?
What?
He called in sick.
Oh, that's right. He skipped the mandatory meeting. Yeah.
Who calls in sick in the NFL?
Martavis
You
Bryant.
got sick leave.
He's using up his 6 days. 6 days.
But so, do you think that the Seahawks should trade for Martavis Bryant?
No, they wouldn't know how to use him. They don't know how to use Graham half the time.
Graham got to catch the rock, though.
He sure does.
Now they're trying to figure it out. It's on him now.
Man.
It's clearly taken off Darrell Bevel and onto him right now.
Yeah.
So he's got.
Oh yeah, I can't. You know what? When I saw some of the highlights and then I heard about the first half, I was like, Bevel again. But you know what? I can't blame him because he had set him up for good passes. He set him up for good plays. Graham was wide open, drop. There's no way he should have dropped that pass in the end zone, regardless of the guy hanging all over him.
I don't like the fact that we score on trick plays. If we're a really good offensive team, we don't need trick plays.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
They're not an all good offensive team. There is no if. They're not. So they need those trick plays.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they do.
But like I said, they're not the only ones out there that's got issues, though. I've named a few teams, and I could probably name a few more off the top of my head.
All right, on to the NC2A. Huskies were idle last week. They had a bye.
Boy, they needed that idle.
To get their little offense together. Their defense is like the Seahawks, though. Them dudes.
Right.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't let Arizona go crazy.
15th ranked Cougs came back from last week's fiasco and shut out Colorado 28-0. Luke Falk broke the WSU career wins record while throwing 3 touchdowns. The Cougs defense registered their second shutout this season in a driving rainstorm in the Palouse. But did you know the Cougs hadn't shut out multiple opponents since 1981?
I believe it.
Elsewhere in the lackluster Pac-12, USC just got smacked like they was a bald-head stepchild at Notre Dame. And I'm so mad I got together with all my friends to watch the game because I thought it was going to be a good one in the tradition of USC Notre Dame.
Yeah, what happened to them?
It was 28-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to them dudes? They was out there like
they need Gus Johnson.
They play like they was taking opiates. They like, I'm like, man.
What's Sam Darnold doing now?
Lowering his draft stock. He looked bad.
Mm.
But Pep, the game of the week. I told you I was gonna watch this dude. I had a chance to watch this kid Khalil Tate.
Oh yeah.
Tate was 10 of 15 for 166 yards, 2 TDs, and had 17 carries for 137 yards and a touchdown in the Wildcats' 45-44 double overtime win at Cal.
Mm.
Still don't know why these dudes want to go for 2 early in the overtime situation. Why do you want to go for 2 and just lose the game? Like, anything can happen. You just scored. You're going to get the ball back. Right?
Right.
I don't understand. These dudes just be losing games now. In the top 10, Alabama is number 1 with the 31-7 win over Tennessee. You seen Penn State?
Yeah.
They are for real.
Saquon
Barkley. For real.
No relation to Charles.
Yeah, he's glad about it too. Penn State 42-13 over Michigan. Georgia was idle at number 3.
Yeah, they got a big game coming up against Florida Saturday.
Florida's coach getting death threats, and their players getting death threats for being 3-3. What kind of nonsense is that? America's just gone crazy. Stop threatening people. Y'all know you ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
Just
Man.
Death threats. How you gonna get death threats because you're a football coach and you're 3-3? Get a life, people in Florida. TCU 43-0 over Kansas.
Yeah, that was ugly.
Number 5, Wisconsin 38-13 over Maryland. I just can't get into Wisconsin. Ohio State at number 6 didn't play. They were Idaho had a bye.
Yeah,
Clemson had a bye.
I'm not into them.
Ohio State?
No.
Yeah, me either. I don't even think they should be ranked that high.
No, I don't either.
Really. Miami of Florida.
That's my team.
27-13 over Syracuse.
Yeah, they've been looking kind of iffy the last couple of games.
Yeah, they have.
I'm not, because they haven't been looking powerhouse like at all.
Notre Dame at 6-1 throttled USC 49-14.
Yeah.
And they really look good doing it. I mean, are they really that good? I didn't think Notre Dame was that good. I mean, their record was 5-1 coming in, but man, the way they took
Who did
apart,
they lose to? Do you remember?
I don't remember who they lost to. What's going down in town? The Seattle Sounders are in the playoffs with a 3-0 win over the Colorado Rapids. They're going to have to go without Clint Dempsey for the first game. He was suspended, got a red card for elbowing the dude in the face and taunting him. And so the first Sounders playoff game will be at Century October 29th and November 2nd for the second game.
Right.
On behalf of Renault, Pepe Bean, I'm Granville Emerson. Thank you for listening to Lidline Sports. You can listen to Lidline Sports on Rainier Avenue Radio.world and TuneIn.com, as well as follow and like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Lidline Sports. Join us again next week for more great sports talk radio on Lidline Sports. Sports as we see it from
just below our lid.
Holla.
$5 million. We've created a lot of wealth. We've also created a lot of